The power of human consciousness and the ability to shape one's reality through beliefs and assumptions have been subjects of fascination, contemplation, and exploration throughout the ages. Neville Goddard, a prominent figure in the New Thought and metaphysical movements of the mid-20th century, made significant contributions to this discourse. His teachings on the law of assumption have left a lasting impact on the realms of self-help, personal development, and metaphysical philosophy. In this video, we will delve deep into Neville Goddard's teachings, exploring the core principles of the law of assumption, its historical context, its influence on modern thought, and its implications for our understanding of consciousness and reality. The life and background of Neville Goddard. Early life and influences. Neville Goddard's upbringing in Barbados and subsequent move to New York City exposed him to a diverse array of religious and philosophical influences. His early years were marked by curiosity and a deep thirst for spiritual knowledge. He attended lectures and engaged in discussions with individuals from various backgrounds, laying the foundation for the development of his unique philosophy. The emergence of his teachings. Goddard's teachings on the law of assumption didn't emerge overnight but were a result of years of exploration and study. His early exposure to Christian mysticism, theosophy, and the works of thinkers like Thomas Troward contributed to the synthesis of his ideas. As he delved deeper into these teachings, he began to formulate his own perspective, which centered on the power of human consciousness. The law of assumption core principles. Neville Goddard's teachings on the law of assumption revolve around several core principles, each of which contributes to his unique perspective on consciousness and reality. Consciousness as the only reality. At the heart of Goddard's philosophy lies the profound belief that consciousness is the sole reality. This foundational principle challenges conventional materialism, which asserts that the physical world is the primary and ultimate reality. Instead, Goddard posits that everything we experience in the external world is, in fact, a reflection or projection of our internal state of consciousness. Goddard's assertion prompts us to reevaluate the relationship between the subjective and objective realms. He suggests that the external world is, in essence, a mirror that reflects our inner thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions. This perspective aligns with other philosophical and spiritual traditions, such as idealism and certain interpretations of Eastern philosophies, which propose that consciousness precedes and shapes the material world. The role of imagination. Central to Goddard's teachings is the pivotal role of the human imagination. He regarded the imagination not merely as a faculty for entertaining fantasies but as a potent creative force within consciousness. Goddard believed that through imaginative processes, individuals could shape and mold their desired realities. Imagination, according to Goddard, is the bridge between the subjective and objective worlds. When individuals engage their imagination in a purposeful and vivid manner, they generate a mental picture of their desired reality. By imbuing this mental image with sensory-rich details, emotions, and feelings, they bring it to life within their consciousness. Through this imaginative process, individuals initiate a profound transformation in their consciousness. They begin to perceive themselves as already living in the desired reality, experiencing the associated emotions and sensations. This shift in consciousness, when consistently maintained, sets in motion the process of external manifestation, as the subjective reality inevitably shapes the objective world. Assumption and belief. At the core of the law of assumption is the concept of assumption. Goddard emphasized that assuming the feeling and mental state of already possessing what one desires is the most effective way to bring it into reality. This assumption must be coupled with unwavering belief and conviction. The act of assumption goes beyond mere visualization or daydreaming. It involves embodying the state of the wish fulfilled with such intensity that it becomes the dominant state of consciousness. When individuals assume this state persistently, their subconscious mind registers it as their current reality, initiating a profound transformation in their thoughts, behaviors, and actions. Belief, in Goddard's teachings, acts as the fuel for assumption. Belief serves as the unwavering faith that the assumed state is not only possible but inevitable. It sustains the emotional and mental conviction that the desired reality is not a distant dream but a present fact. By coupling assumption and belief, individuals create a potent combination that aligns their consciousness with their desired outcomes. This alignment catalyzes a series of events and circumstances that draw them closer to the fulfillment of their desires, often in unexpected and seemingly miraculous ways. Historical and philosophical context. Goddard's ideas were deeply rooted in the New Thought movement, which emerged in the late 19th century. This movement emphasized the power of thought and consciousness in shaping one's life. Goddard's teachings extended and evolved these ideas, particularly the notion that individuals could improve their circumstances through mental discipline. Metaphysical philosophers like Thomas Troward and Emma Curtis Hopkins explored the relationship between consciousness and reality, laying the groundwork for Goddard's teachings. These philosophers delved into the idea that the mind has a fundamental role in shaping one's experiences, echoing Goddard's emphasis on imagination and assumption. The practical application of the law of assumption. Creative visualization. Creative visualization is a cornerstone of Goddard's practical teachings. He advocated for the use of vivid mental imagery to generate the feeling of already possessing one's desires. This technique aimed to impress the subconscious mind, initiating the process of manifestation. The art of revision involved reinterpreting past events or circumstances in a way that aligned them with the desired state. By changing one's perception of the past, individuals could influence their present and future experiences. This technique highlighted the malleability of one's reality through consciousness. Affirmations and scripting. Affirmations and scripting were additional tools Goddard recommended. Affirmations consisted of repeating positive statements related to one's desires, while scripting involved writing a narrative of the desired reality, as if it were already true. These practices aim to reinforce belief and assumption. Critiques and controversies. Lack of empirical evidence. Critics have pointed out the lack of empirical evidence to substantiate Goddard's claims. While anecdotal evidence abounds in the personal development community, empirical scientific validation remains a challenge. Overemphasis on individual responsibility. Some critics argue that Goddard's teachings can lead to an excessive emphasis on individual responsibility for one's circumstances. This perspective may overlook external and systemic factors that impact a person's life. Interpretation of biblical texts. Goddard's use of biblical scripture as allegorical support for his teachings has faced criticism. Critics contend that his interpretations are subjective and open to multiple interpretations, which can lead to misrepresentations of religious texts. Influence on modern thought and culture. Self-help and personal development. Goddard's ideas have significantly influenced the self-help and personal development fields. Concepts such as the law of attraction, visualization, and the power of belief, rooted in his teachings, have become central to many self-help programs and books. Metaphysical and New Age movements. Goddard's teachings align closely with the metaphysical and New Age movements, which emphasize the interconnectedness of mind, consciousness, and reality. His ideas have contributed to the popularity of metaphysical practices and beliefs, such as crystal healing and chakra balancing. Influence on popular culture. Neville Goddard's teachings have seeped into popular culture, with references to the law of assumption appearing in books, movies, and music. Celebrities and public figures have acknowledged their use of visualization and positive thinking techniques inspired by Goddard's teachings. Implications for our understanding of consciousness and reality. Consciousness as a creative force. Goddard's teachings have profound implications for our understanding of consciousness and reality. They challenge the prevailing materialistic view and propose that consciousness is a creative force capable of shaping the world we perceive. This perspective prompts further exploration into the nature of consciousness and its role in the universe. In conclusion, Neville Goddard's teachings on the law of assumption, rooted in a unique blend of metaphysical philosophy, new thought, and biblical interpretation, continue to captivate and inspire individuals seeking to harness the power of consciousness to manifest their desires. Whether viewed as a transformative philosophy or critiqued for its empirical validity, Goddard's ideas have undeniably left an indelible mark on the landscape of modern thought and personal development.